Hey guys, it's Rufus, and Dokkaebi is in my opinion severely underused in both ranked and competitive, but it's understandable somewhat because most people hate using DMRs, right? They're difficult to use, and sometimes it feels like you lose a gunfight just because of your weapon. However, despite the DMR, she does have some redeeming qualities. She has the CZ first of all, and the 3.0 scope. Now, you might think that the scope would not make much of a difference, but it actually does because ACOG is completely gone on the defending side, and Rook and Kite are the only ops with the 2.0 scope. Playing at range with DMRs can actually be pretty effective now. However, you should try to play for a refrag rather than entry with Dokkaebi, because it's hard to get a pick when you're fighting someone head on in a lot of situations. Lastly, her DMR can open barricades and hatches with 7 shots, which is surprisingly very versatile. The destruction you can make on soft walls also comes in handy in many situations. I've played Dokkaebi a lot, and when you get used to having that destructive versatility, you really miss it because it's like playing a less powerful buck, but with a completely different kit and ability. So which maps should you run Dokkaebi? Well, she's pretty good on every map, but on certain maps like Bank and Clubhouse, which requires 2 hard breachers, it can be difficult to fit her into a lineup. Although on maps like Cafe, Oregon, and even Bank, you can use her DMR at range pretty easily. Dokkaebi is mostly brought on coastline though because of how much the defenders rely on intel. And the reason that's powerful is because when Dokkaebi hacks cams, will pretty much eliminate any intel on the defending side. And so on coastline, a map where the defenders are almost guaranteed to bring either a Maestro, Valkyrie, Echo on every single round, hacking cams can be extremely powerful because it takes away the defender's most useful tool. And this is extremely powerful against Maestro as well, because Maestro, his cams are mostly placed within sight. So when you hack cams, you have a free cam into sight, which cannot be destroyed by bullets either. Maestro can turn his camera upwards, and that makes it so that the cam doesn't give any intel to anybody, but that still forces the attackers to get rid of their Maestro cam, essentially, for intel. So what this does is it makes Dokkaebi a more versatile IQ when it comes to clearing intel, because all she has to do is wait for someone to die. She hacks cams, and all of the intel on the defending side is just gone. It's useless because the attackers can just find it so easily. And when it comes to Dokkaebi's calls, those are also extremely powerful. On coastline, particularly and especially. Coastline is a small map with a lot of soft destruction, hence why it has always been a very high fragging map. And so Dokkaebi's calls, they force engagements, and it makes it so much easier to clear roamers and execute onto an already very attacker-sided map. And so when you call with Dokkaebi, and roamers being pushed, they are forced to make a decision, make themselves vulnerable, or consistently reveal their position. And no matter what they do, the decision can hurt them. I'm not saying her calls are just good on coastline either. She's pretty powerful on maps like Theme Park, where a lot of the map is very close quarters, but not only that, the smokes are particularly useful on Theme Park due to the large number of cross angles. However, also due to the fact that the map is close quarters, it makes it harder to frag for Dokkaebi, but for clearing roamers, it is very useful. So my advice when it comes to using the calls is to use one for clearing roamers and one for the execute. However, if I have to, I will always use my second call to clear roamers. I just prefer to keep the second one for an execute. And so overall, what Dokkaebi lacks in fragging capability, she significantly makes up for her in supportive utility. Her calls, they get kills, they save time, and they improve executes. Her DMR, while it doesn't do the best with fragging, it's versatile and useful in most rounds when it comes to soft destruction. And hacking cams is extremely powerful and can clear an obscene amount of intel. And it's consistently useful because kills will always happen in every single round. Along with the fact that her 3.0 scope makes it easier to get kills at range, especially in this new season. And overall, Dokkaebi is so good. She just needs to be played with a tiny bit of coordination and as a support. So if you're in a duo, a trio, a quadruple, or a 5-stack, you can use Dokkaebi right now. It's so easy. As long as you've got someone to enter in front of you as Dokkaebi, then you'll be fine. That's all I had to say for this video, and if you learned something, give the video a like, and if you want to see more content like this, then subscribe. Toodles.